ever submitted a contact form, requested a password reset, or placed a WooCommerce order, but the email never arrived? You are not alone. This is one of the most common WordPress problems, and the good news is you can usually fix it in less than 10 minutes. In this video, I'll show you how to identify the real cause, fix it step by step, and make sure it never happens again. Welcome to WebFix Lab. Here we solve real website problems with practical step by step tutorials. Let's fix your email issue. So now we are going to install a plugin called WP Mail SMTP, which I have already installed it in my WordPress. We'll go here in the settings, and you know what? Instead of relying on your hosting server to send emails, it connects your website to a trusted email services, like whether you are using Gmail, whether you are using Outlook, Microsoft, or any of your domain email. So, you know what? This is where most people get stuck when they install plugin, but they don't know which mailer to choose or what settings to enter in. So don't worry, I'll explain everything in simple terms. The first thing you'll see is the mailer option. These are the mailers, different types of mailers. Ask yourself one simple question: which email service do you actually use right now for sending emails? If your business email is something like your name at gmail.com, then you should choose Google or Gmail. If you are using Outlook, Hotmail, Live, Office 365, or Microsoft 365, then choose Microsoft Outlook. If your website has a professional email address like info at websitedesk.com, that is my domain name, so like provided by your own hosting company, then you should use other SMTP with the SMTP details provided by your host. Okay, so let's go each, whichever I have suggested you. First of all, if you are using Gmail, simply choose the Google Gmail mailer. This connects your website directly with the Google Mail servers, right? If you are using Gmail, do not enter your normal Gmail password. Google requires you to generate an app password, right? If there is two-step verification is enabled, right? And if you are using Outlook 365, then you have to choose the Outlook emailer, which is this one. This shows the upgraded version. You have to, upgrade it to the pro version, because before it was free, but nowadays it is get paid. So just like Gmail, Microsoft authenticates your email before sending them. So you know what? This reduces the chances of your emails being rejected or landing in the spam folder. So if you are using already Microsoft 365, this is usually the best option, right? So next, what will I suggest is other SMTP. If your email is something like info at your domain name.com, like support at your domain name.com, or whatever the email you choose, you should use the other SMTP option. Your hosting provider or email provider should give you these details. Please check once again SMTP host. Here it is. So here my domain provider or hosting provider is hostinger.com. So I have given the details for SMTP host, this smtp.hostinger.com, and then I know my port number, which is 465. This is for SSL secure, because it is already giving us a auto SSL thing. We are not using TLS here, we are using SSL, which is auto selected by default. And then we and then yeah the authentication should be on. These are by default settings which are already selected by the SMTP plugin. We should not change them, right? Then SMTP username and the SMTP password. So here there is a trick. We have to put the username and the password same as we have our domain email and the password. And that is how we will receive the emails, any emails from within the website, any contact form, subscription form, or any query form from the website. We will receive in this email ID, right? So I have I have saved these settings, and now I will show you how it gonna work. So if I talk about my contact us form, so I will add a name test, and then email is also test@testing.com. Subject is also testing. Message is also testing. Okay, we're just testing it. If we are submitting the form, okay, so it is saying thank you for your message, we'll get in touch with shortly. So here I should get email from this contact form to my info email. So as you can see, this is my info email, and I just received a query, right? Thank you for sending your query, we'll touch you soon. Okay, so this is how this SMTP is worked. So we have to make sure that we are using a correct mailer setting as per our email, right? So there, I mean, there are some errors and fixes that we are going through sometimes. For example, could not, there is some error which say could not connect to SMTP host. I know you will receive this error sometimes. So it means your SMTP host, port, or encryption settings are incorrect. Like I said, choose your correct mailer and get its right settings here. So double check these values within your email provider. Second error you always get is authentication failed. This means your username and password could get incorrect. I mean, check your password, check your username. It should be correct. If you're using Gmail or Microsoft, make sure you are using an app password if required. Okay. Do not use your personal Gmail password over here. So always test email sends, but contact form still doesn't work. In this case, the SMTP settings are probably correct. The issue may be with your contact form plugin or its email configuration. Check that the form in the backend. For example, here I'm using Fluent Form. Just a minute. Edit, setting and integrations. So yeah, here we have the confirmation settings. So these are also correct. These should also be correct here. So okay. So sometimes what happen is your email is not be visible in the main inbox. They can be visible in the spam, right? So this is usually caused by missing SPF or DKIM records in your DNS settings. Always check your DNS settings if you are not receiving emails in your primary folder, in your inbox folder, right? I mean, like sometimes what happens is you are not receiving your password reset emails. So what will I do? What will I recommend? If the test email works, the SMTP configuration is fine, then check your WordPress user email address and any security plugins that might be blocking password reset emails. Sometimes other plugins are overriding those, password resetting things. So remember my last tip. Once your SMTP settings are configured correctly, most email delivery issues disappear, right? And that's a wrap. Hopefully, your website is sending emails properly now. If you found this tutorial helpful, subscribe to WebFix Lab for more real WordPress website fixes, AI tips, and digital marketing tutorials every week. Now, I have a question for you. What email service are you using on your website? Either Gmail, Outlook, Microsoft, or something else? Drop it in the comments below. If I see enough requests for one provider, I'll create a complete setup guide dedicated to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy building.